All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner, Giants Nation, with another free agent film breakdown. This time, post-draft edition on DJ Reader, the 6'3", 330-pound nose tackle from the Detroit Lions, formerly with the Cincinnati Bengals. 32 years old this upcoming season. This guy's a real deal run defender, right? That's what he is. He is a run stuffer. He's going to take up double teams well. He's going to flow with the play well. He's going to two gap. He's going to shed. So we're going to go like the positive plays aren't these insane flash, wow, make you move plays, but we'll talk about, we always kind of do a little positive and negative. The negative is just such a minor thing that it's not even like really a negative. So let's get into it. I guess he doesn't give you much pass rush value either, so I guess that is a negative. But so let's get into it. Make sure to like and subscribe. We will be your number one place for Giants content this summer, and then going into training camp in the season, we're going to be there for you, covering it all. So let's go. First play. Here against the New York Giants, John Michael Schmitz, right? And then Greg Van Roten on the down block, able to make that tackle. So his anchor is just so strong. And I know Greg Van Roten isn't nothing, but like those down blocks are made for offensive linemen to just at least get some type of movement. And if at the worst case scenario is just seal off the defensive tackle, and immediately gets his hand in the chest, we stay square, we read the play. All right, running back's coming over. We pull that hand, shed, go and make that stop. Here against Greg Van Roten again. Stack, two gap, make the stop, right? Again, that's what we're going through here to start. His ability to play two gaps, right? The Giants have had issues with their guys outside of Dexter Lawrence playing one gap. He's able to play two gaps consistently. Can stack, right? We've got him. Running back comes through here, we got him. Running back comes through here, we got him. Right? We allow our linebacker to play free. We stack, get him out of our shoulders. Keep eyes on the running back. Close in on the play. Make a tackle. Here versus the Cowboys, going to split this double team. Right? And you see, it gives up some initial movement. It's just ability to re-anchor, though, drop his ass, re-anchor, and then just the strength to split and shed that double team. Next play here against Tyler Linderbaum, going to two gap. Right, and I mean, you see it perfectly, right? It's not just he's stacking and shedding and then seeing what play, or stacking, extending, and then strike, extend, and then read, right? So we strike, we extend. We're thinking Henry's here, right? So what do? We know that this is our gap. We get in this gap for Derrick Henry. We're here. Derrick Henry tries to work it into the other A gap. All right. Watch how we're just able to shift our weight. Just able to control the block. I mean, watch it in full speed. Right? Playing A gap to A gap. Right? We're going to win this gap. We're going to win this gap. Backside, front side. Here again. Right? It just shows the anchor off. Like Daniel Falele, if there's one thing he is good at, is being big and leaning on guys. I mean, just look at the way we're able to anchor down here, keep our shoulders square, stay in the gap, and contribute to the run stop. Right, good team effort here by the Lions, but starting with DJ Reader. Here against the Rams, two gapping tackle against Kevin Dotson. Well, I like quite a bit him as a player. And strike. All right, we've got control. We're reading. Right, running back looks like he's going to work through here. We got eyes there. Right, as soon as the running back shifts, well, here we are. Now he ends up going wider than that, but like DJ Reader's there for both of those. Again, strike, read, two gap. Right. Here lined up again, this time against John Michael Schmitz. I mean, just look at the strike and ability to control this block. strike, knock back. Shed. All right, we're gonna work right through him on this play. Again, John Michael Schmitz is just all he wants to do is angle this off, right, with this counter run. He just wants to angle, just take the angle away, seal him off. All right, so DJ Reader pushes through, he dives through, create a mess here. Again, great team run defense by the Lions, but just consistently able to win his matchup with when he's got one-on-ones with the offensive lineman to play both gaps. And then when they're working, wide zone, mid zone, just a good ability to, again, flow with the play, two gap, and then disengage when he needs to. Right. Strike. Again, look where JMS's feet start. They end up 2 yards back, right? We've controlled that. And then we can dive and help make a play with the running back and get ourselves a tackle for a loss. All right. This time JMS does seal us off on this mid-zone play. Right, we're jumping into this gap. We know our linebacker has this front side A. Get your feet moving, get underneath him, and drive his ass back into the hole. Again, if JMS is able to just seal this off and hold his own, that's a nice running lane for the back. Instead, DJ Reader gives JMS the tackle credit on that play. Here against the Rams, right? We're going to flow, cut back. We're there. Again, we're strong. Kyren Williams was a cut back. We're able to disengage and get there. Front side, control the block, get in on the tackle, right? So front side, force them to cut back, and when they cut back, you're able to disengage, play the other gap, and make that tackle. And you see that consistently, just that success that he's able to have in the run game. I mean, finish it off here. Again, flow with the play, force the cutback, and then make the stop on the cutback. I mean, he's just consistently able to do that. The bad of the run game is simply that sometimes the double teams just work. Like that's really what it is. Right? And he's not like just deconstructing blocks and getting tackles for loss, right? And we know that's not his style. He's a nose tackle. The bad, again, is just sometimes the double teams win, right? Greg Van Groot gets a good piece of his shoulder. JMS is able to, get across his face, flip his hips, and because he's, trying to anchor down, he's got his weight, and they just able to win here. Here versus the Cowboys. Right? They're able to displace him. That's, again, I went through 4 games of film. That was the only time I saw him get displaced by like that. But, when you're facing double teams a lot, sometimes that's going to happen. And the hope is that everyone on the back end is able to do their job where it doesn't lead to a bad run. But that's simply not happening consistently. Here against the Ravens, right? They're able to get him on this toss. Right? Falele able to open up his shoulders. Linderbaum, obviously, we know how athletic he is. He's able to get to a spot, drive his feet, and get him upfield when all the action is over here. The Rams, similar to, against the Giants where, he's trying to anchor down. Center does a good job to open up his shoulders. Steve Avila keeps his feet driving. He's lost some of his balance, pin him down, and then they're running, right off of where you're supposed to be jumping into that gap. And they get themselves a nice, 5 to 6 yard run. Like that's the bad in the run game. And there's never just a one-on-one block that just blows them up or totally handles them. He doesn't dominate every single one, but there's that. In the pass rush, he's not going to give you much pass rush value. What I did notice, though, is that his best pass rush snaps happen against the play action where the offensive lineman is trying to have to show run, and he's able to take advantage of them having their weight forward like this play. Right, weight forward, able to, rip through, get a quarterback hit on Dak Prescott. All right, now we're going to see, the same exact thing against the Giants and JMS and Jameis Winston. Same exact thing. Got to fight a little more through that because of John Runyon's presence. But the reality is that most pass rush snaps um, are not wonderful, right? Most of them look like this because he plays on the inside. Usually, he's got two pairs of hands on him at least, to start the snap while the other guy goes to help. But there's just not much pass rush value that he's bringing you on a down to down basis, and that's all right. That's not what he's brought to be for the Giants. So I mean, he is the Giants' best defensive tackle, 2-year, 12 or $13 million deal. He's plays around 50% of the snaps, right? That's going to be the role for him. The Giants need to figure out, who they've got playing, the 100% of snaps of the other defensive tackle spot and the other 50% snaps. Like that's going to be a big decider in how good the Giants' run game is. But this guy was must needed. It was, we have a podcast, we talked about it. He was a must sign, and I very rarely say one individual player is that, but he became that for the Giants. So good on the Giants for getting it done. And hopefully this defensive tackle room is able to be duct taped together for 2026, and we'll have Reader hopefully a piece of it in 2027, but not the main thing. So hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and let's go Big